شو هالدولة بكرة غالان الدولة شو هالدولة شو هالدولة
سب العيون ومدينه يحنونه غزال صغير بالمنديل يلفونه يا يما حشي ليلنا خداتي وطلعت من الدار ما ودعتي خياتي.
There's nothing like people fighting on the ground, facing the music, literally, no pun intended. But without culture, without narrative, without historic continuity, without music, without poetry, what good is the land? And for me, it took me years to crack the code that what the Zionists are trying to occupy, of course land comes into it, even religion comes into it, not with the early Zionists who were non-practicing Jews, but for me, they want to be us. That's the whole point. The difference is that, say with the Nazi, the other, the Jewish other, existed, but it was Untermenschen, it was subspecies, but it existed. With the religious fundamentalist of any sort, the other will only be saved if the other is like me. With the Zionists, they want to be the other. They want to eat the hummus, they want to eat the falafel, they want to wear the traditional, they want to be the Palestinian. I call it the talented Mr. Zion as opposed to the talented Mr. Ripley, if you've seen that film. When someone basically Matt Damon tries to be the character played by Jude Law, he starts to wear his things and to behave like him, to listen to the same music he listens to. And for that reason and that reason alone, my music, not my as in small m, capital M, the Palestinian my, is so important. And it is quite shocking because especially in these difficult times, many Palestinians who love my work, who love music, they're saying, oh, it's way too frivolous, it's not the time to sing, surely it's not the time to dance, surely it's not the time to sing happy songs. And my answer is that the songs that I will be singing tonight, one of them is a wedding song, and it's all about mourning when your loved one leaves you, and it's a wedding song. That's what makes Palestinian music so special, because the sense of resilience, perseverance, sumud. During death you celebrate, because there's this cliche with Western journalists, would you die for Palestine? And I always say, I would never be afraid of dying for Palestine, but I want to live for Palestine as well. For the Zionists, a good Palestinian is a dead Palestinian, and I'm not going to give them that. And if I happen to die, if the music, well, I will die, everyone will, the music will remain. I was interviewing once a grandson of someone who survived the Armenian genocide, and he said, you can burn a book, you can burn a painting, but you can never burn a song. And this is why we're celebrating Palestine. And tonight's program is, of course, I had to rewrite a lot of the stuff to cater to what's happening. And there are members in the audience who actually lost family in Gaza, and they're coming as well. And that is sumud. It's not going to be happy music. I was just talking to the sound engineer, and I said, he was saying, oh, it sounds okay. And I said, but we talked about the reverb, we talked about lights, and then I said, oh, but it's way too sad. He said, this is where I can't help you. My sound engineer experience is not, And that said something that is beyond technique, it's beyond how the music sounds. It's that profound collective feeling. And all of this is brought by music. I'm going to be honest with you. Do you think I'm in the mood to sing? Technically, I'm not. The moment I go on stage and I see all these people coming tonight to celebrate Palestine, I'm alive. Hey, with me. to prove that the Palestinian musical experience is actionary, not just reactionary, that it's always been there. The third thing is to focus on the original sin. When we're singing a 19th century song, suddenly 1948 becomes the original sin. That people stop thinking, oh, well, you know, Israel is okay, but it went wrong in 1967. No, the original sin of 1948 has to be acknowledged. And in order to do that, we need to go back into the past and dig some of the songs that prove we've always been there. It's that continuum. I once had a supposedly pro-Palestinian Israeli musician who came up to me at the end of one of the gigs and said, oh God, I envy you. And I said, well, my generation is Romanian and my heritage is Romanian and Russian. I could never come up with an Israeli song that's 18th century, 19th century. That answers your question. This is why we do it. We've always been there, and it's actionary, not just reactionary.